but a mist went up from the earth and watered the whole face of the ground. Genesis 2-6. Look at me, because this is for you. You've been waiting for something to change, a clear answer, a visible sign, a moment that proves God is still working in your life. But instead, nothing is happening. Silence, routine, the same days over and over again. And in that silence, you start thinking, where is God? Why can't I see anything happening? Did he stop working in my life? But what you are about to understand will completely break that thinking. The verse says that before the rain came, a mist went up from the earth, not from the sky, but from the ground, invisible, quiet, but enough to water the entire earth. Now think about this. Why would God choose a mist instead of rain? Because rain is loud, but mist is steady. Rain is visible, but mist is hidden. Rain impresses you, but mist sustains everything. And now I need to ask you something directly. Why do you only believe God is working when you see results? Why does your faith depend on what is visible? Why do you think God is silent just because you see nothing changing? Because when nothing is happening on the surface, you panic when there are no answers. You doubt when life feels stuck. You think God has stopped. But Genesis 2-6 is telling you the opposite. God was already working, even when no one could see it. Now bring this into your life. That season you're in, that place where nothing is changing, where you pray but see no answer, where you try your best but see no results. What if you are not dry, but actually being watered in a way you cannot see? What if God is not silent, but working deeper than your eyes can reach? Because mist doesn't start on the surface. It starts underneath, deep, hidden, quiet. And that's exactly how God often works in your life. He is shaping your character. He is strengthening your patience. He is building a faith that does not depend on signs. But you are only looking at what you can see. Let me tell you something you may not want to hear. Not everything in your life needs to look like rain. Because if everything was always visible, you would never grow deep roots. You would never learn real trust. You would never develop strong faith. So stop measuring God only by what you see. Because if you do, you will think he is absent, when in reality, he is closer than ever. That silence that bothers you, that waiting season that frustrates you, that moment where nothing seems to change, is not abandonment. It is process. It is God watering your life in a way that does not make noise, but still holds everything together. So today, ask yourself this. Will you keep doubting just because you see nothing? Or will you trust that God is still working in the unseen? Because even if you don't feel it, even if you don't see it, even if you don't understand it, God is still working. And what you cannot see today will one day become the foundation of who you are. God doesn't always water what you can see. He waters what you need in the deep. Thank you for staying until the end. Truly, if this message spoke to you, it wasn't by accident. Share it with someone who needs hope today. And remember, God is still working, even in the unseen.